Would the clerk call the roll, please?
Honorable Mayor Schoenheider,
Here.
Alderman Novit,
Here.
Alderman Waldeck is absent, Alderman Moore,
Here.
Alderman Pandeleon,
Here.
Alderman Tack,
Here.
Alderman Reisenberg is absent, Alderman Palmer,
Here.
Alderman Edelman.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Betty. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda this evening is comments by Mayor. I'm happy to tell you that I don't have any. Although I will say that earlier in the Committee of the Whole, we did have a report by Michael Thomas, Director of Public Works, that we are receiving our new shipments of salt, and we are anticipating pretty heavy rain on Thursday night, so encourage all residents to check their sump pumps, maybe check your catch basins in front of your home. I know the city team is out clearing catch basins, making sure that in anticipation of an inch and a half or so of rain on Thursday night, we're able to handle that. So we, again, applaud Michael and his entire team for the great job they've done all winter. Those are my comments. Next item on the agenda, comments by City Manager Bob Kiley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Susan Kelsey was not able to be here with you this evening, so it's my pleasure actually to have the honor of pulling back the curtain and introducing to the council the all-wise and powerful Oz of Market Square. Michael Schreiber, if you could please come forward, and Dominic, I don't know if you're going to come. Michael, some of you will know, is a longtime Lake Forest resident and one of the managing partners for L3 Capital. So, Michael.
Thank you, Mr. Kiley. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And thank you, Lake Forest City Council members, for having us tonight. My name is Michael Schreiber. I'm a managing principal of Chicago-based real estate investment firm called L3 Capital. Joining us also tonight is my partner and also a managing principal of L3, Dominic Lanny. L3 stands for the long-standing adage in the real estate business of location, location, location. We invest in only top-tier retail properties across the United States, and as most of you know, we recently acquired one of the most iconic properties in the Midwest, historic Market Square in downtown Lake Forest. Before I dive into a quick overview of our vision and goals, I thought I might tell you a bit more about myself. As Bob mentioned, I am a Lake Forest resident. In 1977, I was born at Lake Forest Hospital. I attended the old Joytime preschool by South Park. I spent grade school years at the School of St. Mary's. I attended Lake Forest High School. I was proudly raised with my 7 brothers and sisters in our great city. And to this day, my parents, most of my brothers and sisters, and now my own small family all reside in Lake Forest. My firm, my partners, and I truly understand what a great city this is and what an important asset Market Square is to the community. With that said, we wanted to give you a very brief look at our plan for this timeless property. My partners and I are looking at this project in 3 very distinct ways. Restoration of the historical fabric, upgrade of life safety and non-code compliant facets, and enhancing the already in place brand to drive more traffic for our retailers, tenants, and ultimately the community. So let's start with restoration. Market Square is almost 100 years old, and as most of you know, the buildings on Bank Lane are even older. The infrastructure is failing, and the envelope is in great need of repair. Some of the components on these buildings include, but are not limited to, cast iron, wood, brick, mortar, glass, aluminum, copper, slate, granite, rubber, and stucco. Most all of the above is failing. Our team of over 20 design professionals, historical, and structural consultants is working hard to put a comprehensive package forth, and L3 Capital looks forward to working with the Historical Preservation Commission and the Lake Forest, the City of Lake Forest staff to begin an in-kind full restoration of the envelope or the skin of the buildings. And tonight I am happy to announce that with a little bit of luck, we will be ready to present to the Historical Preservation Commission by March 19th of this year. Next, life safety. Much like some of the components I mentioned above, early on in our due diligence, it became very clear that there is a gap in life safety at Market Square. These old but hardy buildings are not protected at an appropriate level. And more importantly, the lack of protection also puts our community and the folks that dwell in the square each day at risk. I'm happy to say that we have formed a bond with the Lake Forest Fire Department, the City of Lake Forest, and Kathy Cerniak's staff to begin a comprehensive partnership to address these gaps in safety. I want to specifically thank Kathy and her staff for helping us drive this process. We have already dug into the dialogue, and I am happy to announce here tonight that emergency upgrades have already begun. We will continue to implement them. We will continue to work with the city and the fire department to put in place more significant and a larger plan over the next 2 years. And finally, the third facet of our plan is marketing. While marketing is not Dominic's or my forte, I am pleased to report that we have brought aboard a phenomenal marketing team to realign the invisible partnership between all of our local and national retail tenants. They will help drive more traffic, drive more sales, drive more city revenue, and drive more awareness of this great asset. We intend to accomplish these goals through joint advertising, social media, print media, internet, website, events in the square, and much more. Finally, tonight I want to thank all of the folks throughout the community for their support through the acquisition, their support over the past few months, but most importantly, I want to ask that all of you and the community support us going forward to make this great treasure the true centerpiece of our city and to restore it to its full glory. Thank you all for the invitation and for your time tonight. And I think if there are questions, we'd be happy to field some. And if they're not, I'll just but go ahead.
I have
Yeah.
a quick question. What does light safety encompass?
Life safety,
Life
sorry,
safety, okay.
life safety, everything from the sprinkler systems to the, alarm call centers. I think Kathy and her staff, the fire department, will tell you they're behind the times. I won't dwell on the past, but I think there was a little rub to really upgrade that over time. And to us, it's one of the most important items on our list.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions for Michael?
Questions?
Well,
Well, anyone can reach out
congratulations. We
anytime.
look forward to working with you. And
Thank you.
Dominic, thank you.
Michael, thanks very much. Dominic, I know I've enjoyed getting to know both of you, and in the times that we've had a chance to meet with Kathy and staff, it's obvious your commitment to what you just shared with us is very deep and very true. And we look forward to working with you in the future. And if you don't carry through, we know where you live.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Michael.
And that completes my report for this evening.
Thank you, Bob. Next item on the agenda, comments by council members. Any comments?
And I do have brief comment, and this would be relating to our last Public Works Committee meeting of February 10th of this year. And I just want to mention that the committee did discuss and endorse the city's 6-year transition plan in order to comply with the 2010 modifications to the Americans with Disabilities Act. The city will use its special recreation tax levy, and that was enacted in 2004. And at that time, it was enacted due to pressures on operational funds to fund the needed improvements that we need to comply. The positive news is, to comply, that the special recreation levy has sufficient fund balances, and the levy rate is sufficient to pay for the identified projects at city facilities and parks. On average, the city is going to be funding approximately $68,000 per year for a total of $407,880 over the next 6 years. The transition plan that the city is embarking on also has a contingency for funds built into the annual budget to allow flexibility to address additional needs to comply with the act that might arise. As part of the of implementing the transition plan, individual projects will be presented to council consistent with the purchasing provision of the city code, but we're acting to comply. And amazingly, a lot of the items that we initially projected or budgeted for are being handled in-house. So we seem to have everything under control with no additional costs to the city to comply with the act. Thanks.
Thanks, Ken. Any other comments by council members? Hearing none, we'll move on. Next item on the agenda, opportunity for citizens to address the city council on non-agenda items. Anyone care to address the council? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 5, items for omnibus vote consideration. There are 3 items on the agenda this evening. However, we are going to remove item number 2. So omnibus tonight will consist of item number 1, approval of February 3rd, 2014 city council minutes, and item number 3, approval of an agreement for professional services with Stand Associates, Inc. to conduct a comprehensive performance study of the water treatment plant. If any of those 2 items would like to be taken separately, otherwise I'd look for a motion to approve the omnibus.
Motion to approve?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Novit,
Aye.
Alderman Moore,
Aye.
Alderman Pandeleon,
Aye.
Alderman Tack,
Aye.
Alderman Palmer,
Aye.
Alderman Edelman.
Aye.
5 yeas, 0 nay, motion carries.
Thank you, Biddy, very much. Next item on the agenda is ordinances. Consideration of an ordinance approving a fee schedule for the city of Lake Forest. Final approval presented by Alderman Kent Novit, Public Works Committee Chairman, and Elizabeth Hobb, Finance Director. We did have some minor discussion about this topic at the Committee of the Whole. Alderman Novit, any additional comments?
At this point, no, and I'd open up discussion to council members in case they have any additional comments or questions. And I don't think there are any.
Don't see any. Any comments or opportunity for the public to make any comments or questions? Seeing none, I'd ask for a motion to grant final approval of the ordinance approving a fee schedule for the city of Lake Forest.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call vote, please, Biddy.
Alderman Novit,
Aye.
Alderman Moore,
Aye.
Alderman Pandeleon,
Aye.
Alderman Tack,
Aye.
Alderman Palmer,
Aye.
Alderman Edelman.
Aye.
That's 6 yea, 0 nay, motion carries.
Thank you very much, Biddy. Next item on the agenda, new business. Any new business tonight to come before the council? We may break the record. Item number 8, additional items for council discussion. Any additional items? I'm trying, I really am. Hearing no other items, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
13 and a half minutes, not bad. Have a good night. Thank you.